Girl,
Everybody
it's
follow
packed
the one
out
line,
here today.
please. Follow the one line, please.
I told you.
IDs out. I need to see IDs. Thank you, ladies. Welcome to Park Ave.
Excuse me. Hello? Can you move? What? Excuse me. Oh my God. You ready to go? Girl, I've been ready.
Is we live, whore?
We're live, bitches.
I'm gonna miss Khia and TS Madison. Have you been on the internet lately?
I have, and I you know, it's a little confusing and daunting, and it's a lot, and they're yelling and on their Instagram lives, and it's just,
Well, you know,
I don't know.
I fucks with Khia. Well,
I like Khia.
Listen, so because I've been reading a lot of tweets, and people always said that TS Madison put Khia on. I didn't know, and I mean, for her peoples, that might be true. However, as a Floridian,
Right.
nigga, I am.
Right.
I knew about Thug Missus when Thug Missus was popping. Like
Right.
I had the Thug Missus
Right.
album. We played it to every party. And don't let somebody try me in high school. It's like, don't trust no nigga, no. Like every time my boyfriend did something to me in high school, I played Don't Trust No Nigga Hoe. And I still quote it. You put your trust in a nigga stupid hoe, how you figure he won't fuck your best friend
Oh my God.
and your sister. How you figure? And I was just like, that is so deep. Khia, the prophet.
Yes.
Khia is a prophet.
But the show is extremely funny, and I'm
is.
looking forward to see how this all materializes as, you know, time goes by.
Well, they're still gonna do live shows together, but from what I got from the videos I seen on, like I said last week, I follow this guy named It's Carrie. So he had all the drama posted, and I was scrolling through his timeline like it was CNN.
On Twitter?
Yes, like it was CNN.
Twitter
Like,
is awesome.
I love Twitter. I've always loved Twitter.
I love Twitter.
Yeah,
I
so-
have more of appreciation for it now.
He posted everything that was happening, and you know, it seems almost like TS Madison wanted to make it very, very, very professional, very she just wanted it to move along a lot faster than I feel like Khia wanted it to move along.
Right.
And, you know, I personally like the regular setup with them in the living room,
I like
just
that.
shooting the shit.
Right.
Like a couple of aunties I would want to, you know, drink with. You know, preferably Hennessy.
Right.
You know, they probably smoke a blunt. You know, they feel like that.
Yeah. Casual.
Casual. But that setting when they put on the judges' robes and they had a bailiff and it was literally the Queen's Court theme.
Yeah.
I didn't care for it. But, you know, Khia, you gave me everything I needed in life when I was like 15 and Thug Missus came out. And, you know, and then you did that reality show with T-Pain Baby Mama. And I used to watch it religiously because it was like this one episode. They were trying to be like rappers. So she was on the show. We was like, damn, Khia is a rapper. Like, why you on a show with these amateurs? But they had this one episode. And they were like, yeah, you need to do a freestyle. So Khia did a freestyle, but the freestyle was actually a song on Thug Missus. So me and my best friend was watching it, and we was like, why we know this song? Because we were like, going off of her. We was like, you better respect me. Like, we was going off of her. And then I was like, that's not a freestyle, girl. We know that. And then, like, the next episode, they eliminated her because then they found out it wasn't a freestyle. And I was just like, oh, damn, Khia.
She tried.
Yeah. Maybe she wanted to get eliminated because, bitch, hi. Girl,
How you didn't know?
Yeah, how you didn't know? But you know, Queen's Court. Hey, girls, I liked you.
Next case.
Next caller. Yo, she was terrible. But with that being said, Khia doesn't care too about pissing people off and being the enemy. I get a vibe from T.S. Madison that she wants to play be politically correct to an extent. Where she still can interview celebrities. Because when you piss people off, you can't.
Yeah, you just can't.
You can't just piss everybody off. Ain't nobody gonna give you no platform.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Next case. So are we still in the wilderness?
No, I'm out, guys. I'm out. I'm out of the wilderness.
So how does the airfield
Real smoggy.
Well, okay.
Just kidding. No, it feels good. Still, baby steps. I went to an event this past Sunday, and it's called Champagne and Melanin. And basically...
Pop off.
Yeah. I mean, it was really zhuzhy. Really, really zhuzh. There's a lot of, highbrow people.
Okay.
And
Fancy. Fancy
people. And it was black ladies that are entrepreneurs. They're talking about business and how they started their business, and and then they had a panel, and all of the vendors that were there, they all spoke on the panel, and they were saying some really awesome stuff. So this one particular lady, she is the owner of Feuds. I don't know if you've heard of it, but basically she was a trainer, and she basically started her business by cooking meals for her clients, because
like meal prep.
Yeah, like meal prep, but really, really healthy meal preps. So she started her business, and her food was delicious. I kept going to their table and eating all of their food. So if you guys have never heard of Feuds, I think you should check it out, especially if you're into meal prepping and healthy eating along with your workout plans. She has awesome food. She had this delicious kale and carrot cranberries confection salad. She had these little crispy croutons with like cream cheese and I don't know. It was just delicious. But yeah, check out Feuds. Yeah, that's it.
It's B or B?
B as in BEE. Fit Feuds.
We got you.
Yes.
Okay, kids, and we're gonna take a commercial break to hear from.
Oh my God, we're gonna have a commercial. Bitch!
Niggas don't know how to act.
We're going to commercial.
We going to commercial on these hoes. I can't take this seriously. We're going on a commercial break to hear from our friends in New York.
In New York.
Go national.
Bitch.
Our friends in New York from Youngish.
Okay.
Hey, Dubs.
Hey.
Do your kids feel left out when you're listening to all these fun podcasts with only adults? Well, I think I might have a way that you can cheer them up. Listen to a brand new podcast called Youngish. Youngish is a weekly show where my son and I get to talk about what's going on in the world and what it's like growing up together. You can find us on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts under Youngish, and please feel free to check us out and subscribe.
We're growing. We're growing and glowing in 2018.
We're glowing up. The glow up is
We
real.
have to cut to commercials.
We have to cut to commercials at this point.
Girl.
Bitch, we famous? Is you live, whore? No, it's hilarious. Okay, so this week, my Woman Crush Wednesday goes till... You need to go ahead and give me a drum roll because you're going to love this.
Boom, boom,
I didn't tell you.
Boom, 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 dun, dun, dun. That's for Mardi Gras, bitch. That's the drum line. That's the second line.
I didn't need your niggerish.
Boom, boom, boom.
What just happened to... what happened to a regular,
Because it's Mardi Gras season.
Okay, well, do it again. Okay, I did it wrong. Okay, so my Women Crush Wednesday, hit the beat.
Boom, 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 boom.
Women Crush Wednesday.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yo, Women Crush Wednesday. My Women Crush Wednesday this week is, and I'm pretty sure Adrianna's going to be super excited.
I'm excited. Who is she?
Get your hands off your cheeks. I can't even do this type of shit. It's Samantha Jones.
Ooh!
From Sex and the City.
A white woman?
This is the second white woman I did. I appreciate white women. I mean, it's a handful of them, but I appreciate white women.
Okay.
It's Samantha Jones, played by Kim Cattrall. From Sex and the City, one of the fave shows over here.
Yes, indeed.
Samantha is my Women Crush Wednesday because she is like the epitome of a really good fucking friend. And like looking back at Sex and the City, like revisited Sex and the City this week based on all the Sarah Jessica Parker and Kim Cattrall drama, which I'm kind of offended by in a sense, because I like to think, even though I know how work relationships go, and even though sometimes we don't look at acting as like this industry and work and co-work, your co-star is your co-worker. Right. So I feel Kim Cattrall on levels if you don't, fuck with your coworker, because I got a lot of coworkers I just don't fuck with. Right. It's unfortunate to know they didn't fuck with each other, because their on-screen chemistry was just so delightful and so perfect and so everything.
They were best friends.
They were best friends. And I actually, in my opinion, Carrie and Samantha were the best friends, even though people like to say Miranda a lot, and I get it, but Samantha was the friend you would want in a robbery. Is the friend you would want when you doing some shit that's shady. Hence why Carrie came to her and was like, I'm fucking big and he married. Yeah. And Samantha didn't even lose her cool. She was just like, all right, girl, so we don't get these cheese fries, or is it good? It's gonna end bad, but come on, girl. She was her own businesswoman from jump. She always had her own company. She did really well for herself. She wasn't hurting for nobody's money. And she gave me 90s Misa Hilton, Little Kim, Mary J vibes with her clothes, because she was super gaudy all the time. Yes. She wore the most colors out of the foursome. Yes. If she wore Gucci, bitches said Gucci. If it was Chanel, she had her C's popping. So I appreciate that as a stand for the 90s.
I love Kim Cattrall.
She was just like, she taught me everything I needed to know about, and it sounds terrible, being very sexually open in a sense, and not being ashamed about the shit you like or don't want, or if you want to sleep with two niggas, ain't none of your business, like Salt and Pepper said. Kim Cattrall was living that shit on Sex and the City, or Samantha Jones was living that shit on Sex and the City. So I'm here for her.
What was your favorite Samantha Jones moment?
Well, I'm gonna say this, but I'm gonna say this only because it happened in real life. It was one of the episodes where she had a threesome, and her advice was to not be the main star or the co-star, to be the guest star of the threesome. Right. And I watched the episode. I received it.
And then you proceeded
to reenact it. And then a few years later, life happened, and I was the guest star. And I was like, oh, I feel why Samantha said that. Because my threesome was real weird though. Mm-hmm. It was first of all, my threesome wasn't really supposed to happen. Really what went down, I think it was a birthday party or some anniversary or whatever, and me and this chick I know, who I knew had threesomes with her nigga. I knew, she had been having threesomes for years, So, we were all at this club, and I was downtown Houston, so this was when I first moved here. So, we all go to this club. We went to eat after the club, but not really thinking about it, I didn't get my car out of valet. So, about the time we got back from eating, valet had closed down. So now I can't get my car. I gotta wait till whenever, because the club was connected to a restaurant. So I just had to wait until the morning to get my car. Okay, cool. And this is before Uber was popping and Lyft was popping. Right. So I'm like, oh, okay. She was like, oh, okay, well, just come home with me and you'll be good. And I'm just like, all right.
So she basically was sharking you.
Well, I didn't know that. Bitch, my car was just locked up. My car was in jail. My car was in jail.
She saw opportunity.
Well, I didn't think she saw opportunity. But see, what happened was I went into the apartment and it's just extra sexual.
That's what I'm saying. She saw.
I didn't know at the time. I was just like, God, how's your apartment sexual? You go into some apartments.
It's black and red.
How did you know? It looked like
and leather.
It was the Red Light Special video from TLC. No, it really was. It was just kind of black and white. I was like, how's your house black and white? And then it's a red light, and it just, the aroma was great, and the music was it wasn't 90s sex music, but it was very no, it was very hood Luther? Nigga. Oh, it was
hood love.
Thug love. It was thug love. So I come into the house and I'm just this vibe is very Pandora box-ish. But by this time, like, I'm coming down off the drunken ass, and I'm like, shit, I need to be drunk. So I straight up was like, y'all got a shot? Like, I'm asking for liquor because it just seems really odd, and I'm just thrown off. So I was like, well, she had an extra bedroom. So I'm like, oh, where the extra bedroom at? And she was like, oh, it's over there. But she really was not like, here,
She
girl.
wasn't like,
here, like
she wasn't being a hostess.
Yeah, because I'm the hostess with the mostest.
She was trying to usher you into that other room.
I didn't know she was trying to usher me to the other room. So I was like, because I come out with like a little pillow and some folded blankets. And like, hey, girl. Like when I was at your house after we had 8 tacos and I got drunk, you were like ready to be the hostess with the mostest. You were like, you're drunk.
It's okay.
You're going to throw up. Here, girl. You did put the bag over my ears. You did. Now that I think about it, I said I would never go back to your house. Look, that's another story for another day about how Adrianna did me when I was at her house.
I was just trying to keep you from throwing up on my shit. Okay? I just did what I had to do.
That's another story. But
I did what I had to do.
So we all sit on the sofa. It's just super sexual. And then she said,
so were you sitting in the middle?
No, I was sitting on the sofa by myself. She was sitting on the floor like just on the floor in front of like we were in front of the TV.
Right.
And then like the dude was like on the armrest, like propped up on the armrest, like in his phone or some extra shit. So I was like, y'all got some more to drink? She's like, no, we ain't got nothing to drink, but we got Molly's. Oh. Okay. No shade to people who do drugs or whatever. Not my ministry. I know me enough to know that if I did drugs, I would have a bad trip. Mm-hmm. Because that's just my type of, like, that's just how my life is set up.
Right.
I wouldn't get high off something and it be like a good time. Right. I would get high and think snakes and dogs and,
weird shit's happening.
Apes is coming for me. Right. And I don't really have time to be like scratching my skin off and be like, it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot when I hear about bad trips. So, but at the time, I'm in like Pandora's box and I don't want to look like no punk. So I'm like, oh yeah. So she hands me this Molly. And then I didn't realize that Molly's came in capsules. Like in my mind, I thought Molly's were actual pill. Like,
well, yeah, some are.
Okay, but then the capsule even scared me more because I'm like, y'all don't even know what people be putting in the it's a capsule. Like, bitch, they can.
It's like straight cocaine or heroin.
Yeah, they can chop up some they can throw Clorox in that bitch. Right. Clorox is white.
Yeah.
So she hands me the Molly, and then her and the dude is talking. So I throw the Molly behind the sofa, and then I'm just like, I failed Dare. Dare told me to say no, and here I am throwing the Molly behind the sofa instead of I failed Dare, and I was one of them Dare ass kids. Like
Dare.
Yeah.
Kids off drugs.
Yeah. Dare. I'm here, Dare. And the bear that used to have on like the forest fire one. I'm with y'all. I grew up in that era. So I thought the Molly behind the sofa. But
Did you hear the ping?
No, I not threw it hard. Like I dropped it easily where it trickled down. Like the clink. What's the plinko? I pushed it down like the plinko without no sound though. So because the sofa was really like close to the wall,
right?
So I know it took a minute for it to hit the floor, and maybe it didn't hit the floor. Maybe it stuck in like the middle of the sofa and the wall. Like I don't know. That's not once again. It wasn't my business. So then she like gives this nigga an eye, like a wink or something, and this nigga like gets like this like little vibrator thing that I had never seen before. And I'm not against things. I could partake in a thing or two. So then it was like she was like grabbing at my tights. I was like, oh, she about to use that on my clitoris, but I'm still kind of like drunk, but coming out of the drunkenness. So I was just like, well, let me see. Because
life is moving real fast.
Yeah, life is moving fast for me. So, and not in a bad way, because I'm not going to act like I'm above like a good porn hub or a porn site. So I've seen threesomes. But in my mind, threesomes were like these orgasmic, unicorn, flowy, sexual experiences. So we start the threesome, I guess. That's the start of the threesome. And then I'm just like, I don't really think I like this. But now, like, open. So I was like, I don't really like this, but how do you say no right now? Okay, well, maybe I would like it more if the guy got involved. So eventually he got involved. And so I'm just in the middle of a threesome and it's like limbs and it's just people and it's just
hot breath.
It's stuff.
It's stuff is
It's
everywhere.
just everything's coming at me. I don't know what is what. And I'm just like, vaginas are gross. But I knew that because I kind of think I didn't really like my own vagina. Like I like my vagina because it's my vagina.
Right.
It's times of the month I can't stand my vagina. It's just vaginas are a lot to deal with, child. And you know, mine's kind of look like a clostoppus. It's just it was a lot going on. So it's like, you know, arms coming at me and legs, and it's not cohesive.
Did he have socks on? Because when I think of niggas that like do shit like that, I feel like
he was like attractive. And the thing about
I feel like niggas they'll be like with boxers and socks.
Yeah, they're a super attractive couple. So to not think they was attractive in the threesome was really weird because they're actually a very like think of like your favorite sexy couple. Mm-hmm. You know, they look like that. And it was just like it's different with no clothes on.
Right.
So it's like a whole bunch of limbs. It's like hair and it's like feet and it's like eyes and it's like shoulders. It's just people and it's not cohesive. It's like, oh wait, do I go here? Where do I go? Oh wait, are we here? Oh wait, I do. Where I go? Yeah, it wasn't like
it was an organic.
Yeah, it didn't feel like, you know, an 8 count because I thought I thought threesomes were like these choreographed 8 counts. And I was very this is like I'm very distraught still about this. I thought it would be
what?
I thought it was like an 8 count, like a routine, like when he go here, she go here, they go here, we go here.
Right.
It wasn't like that. It was like stop, roll, drop. It was like a fire alarm, and I was just like stop, drop, and roll. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? I thought like you flow, and we're not flowing. It was like the DJ was scratching. I was just like, this is terrible. And then I was getting more sober as the time went on.
Yeah,
and when I get
like, fuck.
And it's just getting long. Yeah, it was getting long. And it was just like, why am I still here? And I'm not gonna come off this. Get your vagina away from me.
This is just not working.
I don't want this anymore. And if I last 2 more seconds in this, I'm just gonna start calling out like, you know, rape. So then it is, but like it is on like a real like odd level. Like I think I stopped, so then everybody just stopped. So now we all just stopped. And then I just curled up on my side of the bed with no cover, and they like, you know, spooned each other.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, Samantha Jones is right. But so that happened. Maybe a week or 2 later, I seen him out and about when I was just like hanging. And he tried to sleep with me by himself.
See?
And then I was just like, and then that's when I really came to like the realization of how ungrateful you niggas are. You fuck niggas kill me. You got a chick that literally fucks girls with you and doesn't consider it cheating. You have a girl offering you new vaginas.
And that's why you don't do that.
And then you double back and try to do a backdoor deal.
That's why you can't give him an inch. That's why you can't do that.
And so I had told the chick about, like, I debated about telling the chick about it. And if I was just like, I'm just going to tell her because maybe she just needs to know because I didn't do it, but maybe she needs to know for like future threesome, references,
right,
you know.
Right.
And then she kind of was like offended and whatever. So, you know.
Yeah.
It was a terrible experience. I really, it was terrible. And I mean, I just thought it would be more cohesive versus scattered.
Yeah.
I feel really cheated still. Like, I mean, and I realize it's just, I can't be doing, you know, too many people was just involved.
Yeah.
It was too much, and vaginas are gross, and I just don't want them near me in a space like that.
Right. In a very intimate
in a space like that. Me and my vagina are very intimate already. I don't need another one to be intimate. It's a lot. It's a lot. But I do thank Samantha Jones for that
reference. That reference,
because it was true. And then I seen the other side so quickly of it. And you should be the guest star. Don't bring that shit to your house, girl. Yeah. So thank you, Samantha Jones.
Yes, indeed.
It was a lot. I was stressed out. I'm really sad I had to just rehash that because I'm kind of stressed out thinking about it again.
I mean, threesomes are stressful.
And, you know, it was. And I mean, Janet made it sound good because, you know, I always blame all my sexual liberation on the velvet rope because I had got it at such a young age.
Right.
You know, and Janet even made it sound like, oh, this gonna be a good time.
No.
Lies.
Having sex with one person is a lot of work.
It's a lot.
But having sex with two people,
it's a lot.
And then you have the same body parts as one.
I mean, I didn't really know because then it's like certain things I feel are more intimate.
Yeah.
So I don't want to like step on your, you know, main star role.
It's
you know, I'm out here guesting. I'm just out here just,
you know,
in the function.
Right.
I don't want to be the host of the function.
Right.
So I didn't know what to do or where to move. I'm just
Right.
like, where I go? What I do? So I was just like, whoa, girl.
Yeah, it's a lot. Especially if you're like halfway sober.
And let me tell y'all how I was getting sober by the second.
I could imagine.
And I was getting more stressed out the more sober. I was like, woo, child.
Yeah.
Y'all done? Like, what is this?
Is y'all finished?
Yeah, y'all finished or y'all done? Like, what the fuck is this? This is like the Twilight Zone. Like, get me out this shit. Like, I felt captive. Like, I felt like the story about Rick James. How Rick James and his, like, girlfriend had captured that girl and had her in the basement. I was like, I can see how she felt that way.
Yeah.
I mean, Rick James, you probably did. I mean, he dead now, but Rick James really probably did that shit for real. Rick James did that shit for real. Rick James was wild. But that's how I felt. Like, I felt I was captive. Like, I ain't want to be like, I'm done. And I mean, I'm not sexual. Like, I'm not orgasmically done. But I am emotionally, mentally. I gotta go talk to God in the morning. I got a lot of stuff going on, so I can't really be in this threesome no more.
Oh my God.
And that's just that. So thank you, Samantha Jones. I'm just here to let you niggas know. Threesomes ain't for everybody. This wasn't the topic, but it just laid on my spirit.
Yeah, it's all right. Say what you gotta say.
Yeah,
girl.
it was on my spirit. No,
say what you gotta
child,
say.
That shit not no 8 count. Like y'all think it is. It's not choreographed. It ain't no boom boom cat.
Yeah.
Like what's old girl from Diddy show?
Lorianne
Gibson. Ain't no boom boom cat. Nah, ain't no 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah.
Ain't all that. And
Yeah,
that shit was real. That shit was real.
It's
practice.
Yeah, especially if you don't know how the person's gonna move and you don't.
Yeah, it was just like Liam gonna get hit in the eye with an elbow. It was just a whole bunch of shit going on there. I was like, man, get me out of this shit. Like I feel very like tried. It was a terrible.
What we recovering from?
We're recovering from Family Feud. What song is that?
JayZ song.
That sound
The
good?
bridge.
No, that don't
It's the
sound.
bridge.
Let me hear it again. That don't sound like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It is. Okay. Girl, you went into the wrong part of the bridge.
I did. I fucked that up.
Yeah, you gotta go to the beginning, girl.
I fucked that up.
Like, what the fuck is you doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're recovering from Family Feuds because, you know, JayZ has told us nobody wins when the motherfucking family feuds.
That's right. And I agree.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Have your family ever feuded?
Girl.
And feuded in a sense of immediate or bigger?
Well, I think I'm burping. Hold on.
Well, if you was just eating, let me say I had Adrianna's just really eating dressing at this point with a fork. No shade.
First of all, the dressing is good.
The dressing is bomb, but she's eating it with no fry. I'm not gonna shade my friend.
It's like a soup. Anyways, yes. So I guess the reason I would say that is because my family is so divided. And I feel like as a person that used to like hang out with my like older cousins, like it's just so weird because I don't think that I have like how families get together like for birthdays and just
family reunions.
It's not even just family reunions, but just like birthdays and.
Are we talking about like your immediate first cousins and things of that nature?
Like second cousins, like
oh yeah,
everywhere.
my fucks with my second cousins.
Yeah, or just like
Yeah.
at the the group.
Yeah, the
you
group.
know what I mean.
The
And
lineage.
The lineage. But like we don't get together and like hang out with each other. It's so divided. And so I was having a conversation with my grandfather on Super Bowl Sunday, and he really made me realize, like, yo, we really is some divided, because out of my grandpa's group, there's 4 of them. Mm-hmm. And, it's 2 sisters, 2 brothers, and everybody has their set of kids and cousins, blah, 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 blah. And he was telling me that they never did that kind of shit. So that's why we don't do that.
Well, what happened with the divide?
He was just kind of saying it was like jealousy and
Is it multiple kids by multiple people? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of families split up because, like, the daddy got like 3.
Well, like it wasn't like my great grandparents. Mm-hmm. They were, it was the mom and my great grandma, mm-hmm. my great grandpa. My great grandpa died, and then it was just my great grandma. But she had, like, all of the kids are from the same daddy.
Oh, okay.
So
they siblings are beefing.
The siblings beef, and
okay.
so
and this is your mom's line.
Yeah.
Okay.
So because the siblings beef, it trickles down to the cousins,
because you don't really hang.
My mom's,
yeah,
which are my mom's cousins, first cousins, and then the cousins, we don't hang because they don't hang, and
so they don't put you in a room together,
right? So it's just really weird, and me and my brother were talking about this, and we want to be more inclusive with our family, and we want, because it's just like, what the fuck, like, why don't we hang out with our cousins? Why don't we have better communication? I want to talk to my cousins, mm-hmm. So I do talk to one of my older cousins regularly, and we've had the same discussion. But we decided that we would not include the bickering group. We would just have like a gathering for
the cousins that don't care.
Yeah, the cousins that don't give a shit about shit. So, but yeah, like, I don't know. I just think that shit is just. I mean, I know every family is different, and every family, like, dynamic is different or whatever. But I don't know. I just found that to be interesting and stupid and weird at the same time.
Yeah, my family don't. My family doesn't really feud. They have feuded.
Right.
We have feuded because I don't play about my mother, and no shade.
Right.
And this ain't even OT. If I know my mother feels a way, or I feel that my mama was disrespected, I feel like my mother's gatekeeper. Even though my mama is well equipped to handle herself,
right.
She is.
You're still.
She's a Taurus. She's everything I'm not and everything I am, and like the better version of me. Mm-hmm. And she is the one person on this earth that I will fight my mama's mama for her. Like, I will literally, like, I feel like that, like.
So you basically saying you'll fight your grandma?
I will fight my grandma over my mama. And that is just, I mean, that's how I'm set up. Like,
you're built like that.
I'm built like that. Like, especially my loyalty to people who's been loyal to me as well.
Right. Grandma can get them hands.
Yeah, grandma, what you said about Kim? Grandma? Let me know, girl.
The person that birthed your mother.
I mean, granted, if I had to, if it hadn't come down to it, let's be clear, my mama will beat me up for fighting her mama, but it's just gonna be one big circle. It's gonna be like, well, she tried you. That is my mother, bitch. So granted, I mean,
right. You
my mama. I mean,
from your mama.
I'm gonna get my ass beat for my mama for trying my grandma, but it was in defense of my mama, so it's an ass whooping worth having. It is. I mean, I take it, and a lot of it too is like, in reality, my mother has, like, I have a best friend clearly, right. Or good friends,
right.
But one person that I have known my entire life that never unwavered mm-hmm. in their need for me to be a better person or a good person. And
right.
My mama hasn't even really been judgmental too. Like, right. My mom's very like, she'll scold you when you fucking up.
Right.
She'll let you know you wrong. But my mom doesn't hold a lot of stuff
Right.
forever. And you
Right.
don't get that with people.
No.
Like, when I'm acting a drunken fool, and then I call my mama the next day and say I'm turning up, my mother's like, "You're drinking, bitch?" She just be like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh." And then that genuinely is just her personality.
Right.
But don't get it wrong. If I do something crazy, she'll call me all types of crazy stuff, and
Yeah. As
make
she
my
should.
world and make my world hell. I mean,
As she should.
and only a way she can do it, because her opinion actually really matters to me, and she knows that.
Right.
So I take her very seriously. I actually treat my entire immediate family like the mafia. I told my mama I get mad sometimes because I'm very much so, if you offend a person in the family, you offended everybody.
Yeah.
That bitch gotta die. Not die, but
They gotta go.
they gotta go.
Yeah.
But that's me. And that's how I feel about my family. That goes for that.
Yeah.
I extended that policy across my entire family. I've made it a bit smaller, I guess, because then I started, as I got older, I started realizing how other people move.
Right.
And I want to be as loyal to you as you have been loyal to me.
Right.
I know my mom will go down in a fire for me.
Right.
Cool. I know what my brothers will do. I'm the middle child. My older brother's 4 years older than me. My younger brother's 5 years younger than me. We both have different relationships. My little brother, I call him right now and say I need $10 and he only has $10. He's going to say okay.
Yeah.
And he ain't gonna argue about it. He ain't gonna say much. My little brother don't say much in general. I'm his defender. But then
I feel like I'm my brother's defender.
yeah,
too.
but what I've realized too about me and my brother have feuded about the way he handles people versus the way I handle people. So when people try him, I take on a full pit bull Taurus attitude about shit. But that has always been my
Right.
role. Even when we was kids, he gave all his fucking Power Rangers to the neighbor. Like, so he come home, my mom was like, "What the hell all these and like he had like the Power Rangers where you take off the
Yeah.
outfit, like
Yeah.
he had the Power Rangers.
Right.
So he comes home. My mom's like, "Well, what the hell are your Power Rangers?" And he was just like, "Oh, I gave them to whoever was down the street." And then my mom's like, "Ebony, go get them." So then I go up the street like, "Give me my brother's stuff." But with no issue, man, we're kids. Like, if he's like 4 or 5 at this point, I'm only like 9
Yeah.
or 10. And
You
I
rolled
went,
your sleeves up
I
and
went
You
like
rode your bike up there?
like a gutter bitch, like we wasn't in the suburbs. Like, my brother, give me my brother's stuff, and whoever got something to say about my brother's shit, like. But that is my personality with my brother even now.
Yeah.
And then I had to back up when I started realizing we were grown.
Yeah.
And then grown life started happening.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be as like ridiculously forceful.
Yeah.
Because I love him to death. I'm super obsessive over him. And he knows that. So even like now, not to tell his business, it's just we got grown and grown things started happening.
Yeah.
And my natural reaction is still like, what the fuck? And
Ready
what
to
got
fight.
what got to go down? and that nigga be like, "Yo, psycho Bob, like relax."
Yeah.
But
I'm the complete same way.
but for me and him, like the family feuding is a terrible thing, because even with me and him, he literally would do anything I asked him to do. If it comes down like, I need to use your Wachovia account because, that's old school. Wells Fargo account. I was thinking Wachovia.
Okay.
But Wells Fargo.
That's back in the gap.
That's what Wells
Okay,
Fargo
Wachovia.
now. Like, if anything I need,
Yeah.
he does it without like a fight. And it's like, listen, I'm gonna do this. Let me get your debit card number and then I'm gonna pay this. And he'd be like, all right. Like, he's very chill. And if me and him are beefing and we're not talking, it's a lot of shit I probably wouldn't get done.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's a lot of shit that he might need me for, even though I feel like I might need him more at this point. Maybe. Well, he's such a kind spirit. But if he wasn't like there for me to access for a lot of stuff, a lot of shit would be a hot mess. And he does it.
How do you resolve like if you were to get into it with your siblings, how do you how do you resolve, or what is the situation that you experienced with your siblings to where y'all got into it and y'all resolved it?
I lucked out. Like I said, my little brother is very very calm and he don't get riled up about much. I'm completely the opposite. He has blocked me before. I cut some smooth out before he blocked me, and then like later I realized he blocked me, and I was just like emailing him like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "I blocked you because your ass was wilding." But luckily for me and him, my younger brother, he don't carry nothing. Mm-hmm. So for a person of my attitude and how I can jump
your
off
energy,
how I can jump off the handle. I lucked out with him because he's not one of those people who holds grudges. Okay. He move on like the shit didn't happen, and look, that is probably the best. He is like the best thing that could have happened to me in like a sibling relationship. My older brother wasn't talking to me recently. My older brother just started talking to me like in the past month or two. Mm-hmm. But even with that situation, I called him a few times. The issue was, and I'm assuming the issue was, we all went back home. One of my cousins passed away. Mm-hmm. We all went back home. I got drunk and acted a fool. I was going through a breakup, and I can tell you about it's like a year ago this time, actually. Went through a breakup. My cousin got murdered. Acted a plumb fool at the family cousin function. Yeah, it was like one of the cousin functions that I didn't want to go to, but then I went to, and now I got to deal with all these feelings. I acted a plumb fucking fool. So everybody went back to their respective cities, and I talk to my older brother often. Like, yeah, me and my older brother, like we're cool. We're super cool. Yeah. So I called him. And like he texted me back, and I didn't really think nothing of it. And then I called him again, and he didn't like answer. And then I called again, and then like he texted back. And then I called, he didn't answer. Then I called, and he didn't answer. And I was just like, oh, this is intentional at this point. Yeah. So I just stopped. And then like months went by, and I mean, I always knew we weren't talking, and I figured what it was. I wasn't going to call. My older brother's different from my younger brother. My older brother's very, he's a Leo. He say how he feel. He's very dominant. He's the one I butted heads with growing up. Like at one point growing up, I ain't really fuck with him like that because he was just like our attitudes just didn't go together. Yeah. So I didn't want to like, if it was like my little brother, I probably would have like bullied him into talking to me. Yeah. But with him, I kind of just stepped back. So it was like when I was talking to my mom, I was just like, he don't talk to me. And then my mom was kind of like, what? And then she was like, kind of aloof to this whole situation. But I didn't really want to get into it. And then she like kind of tried to, because my mama will say how she feels, so she split commented me. It was like, well, maybe it's the way you acted. And I was just like, okay, nigga, thank you, Inspector Gadget. I figured that shit. And I mean, I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking in my head. Yeah. But then she said she didn't do nothing, but maybe the next day my brother called me and then we talked. And when we talked, we were just shooting the shit about just random stuff, because I didn't hold no grudges. And, if you felt the type of way, I'm not one of them people who do shit and then act like I shouldn't get repercussions. I'm very acceptive. If I offended you, I'm sorry I offended you, And if I offended you and didn't do it on purpose, I'm sorry, I'm just a fucked up human being. Like that's kind of like my type of motto. So with my older brother, I feel like my mama had a hand in it, but he ended up calling me, and then we end up just back on the same wavelength, which at the end of the day, I still think we're a better force together. Both me and my brothers. I'm happy. Mm-hmm. I don't think either situations needed a conversation, because I think we all know what place we come from. Mm-hmm. So I lucked out with them in both situations. Yeah. Because, I think we're a better force together. I think,
as a group.
You should want a group. Yeah. So I'm lucky on that instinct. Now the biggest problem for me, and I'm pretty sure that's probably why my mom don't tell me too much shit, is if my mom and her sisters have like a beef. Because at the end of the day, that's still my mama. I mean, you my auntie. And that's cute. And they can get them. Yeah, it's cute. You're my aunt. Nice. Yeah. Still my mama. So like when they have stuff, I really be like calm, like to my mama, but in my head I'm like, That bitch said what? To who? Who she said that to? Do she know who she talking to? Like, I be feeling like that. But then, like, it was like this explosive ass event that happened when technically I was irate about my mother. And then I literally not fell out. Well, I kind of did. I fell out with like a few aunts in the process. Because, you know, hey girl, if we got to play these cards, I know where my hand lies. So, I mean, it was terrible, but then I'm a better force with them because the people I fell out with were actually people I was super duper, overly, uber attached to and love. One of them was like my second mom. Yeah. And then the other one, like when I got into my adulthood, was the one I call for anything. Anything. Like, I call her right now and be like, I'm taking crack. She'll just like talk me down from taking crack. Yeah. Like she's like that. So you have to learn how to pick your battles in the family feud. You can't feud with the whole family.
Yeah. You know,
family's different.
I'm like you. Like was a hardcore writer. Like my brothers, I remember, funny story, my little brother, he is 11 years younger than me.
Oh shit! Come on,
12.
Mama out here just having babies.
Yeah,
12.
So he's 12 years younger than me.
12 years.
Yeah. So I remember.
Was that an oops baby?
Huh?
Was that an oops baby?
No.
Oh yeah, I wasn't. The only baby that was meant to be here was my little brother. My mama young though.
No, my mom was 37 when she had my little brother.
Yeah, my mom. We're all oops.
Yeah,
people.
No.
My mama tried to abort me, but that's another story. No, I know the story about how my mother tried to abort me. I'm not supposed to be here. You should be thankful.
Well, I'm grateful.
Yeah, you should.
Thank you for that.
Thank you, mom.
But no, my little brother was in middle school, and we still laugh about this to this day. So my little brother was getting bullied by this one kid, and I remember the day my little brother was born, and
you was 12, you was grown.
And I was like, on God, I protect you. I will protect you.
No, God.
Oh God, I will protect you with my life,
nigga.
Nobody could touch him.
Come on, insert to the mafia.
Like nobody could touch him. Nobody could my little brother could do no wrong in my eyes. Like nobody could do nothing to him or I would go batshit crazy. So man, they actually waited to tell me that he was getting bullied at school. So my mom was like telling me they had to go up to the school again because he was, some kid was picking on him. And I said, who was the kid?
Because on God.
I made a promise.
I said, on God.
So my mom, mind you, he had to have been like in 6th or 7th grade. He had to have been like 6th or 7th grade. And so I was just like, bet. Like, I didn't tell him I was coming down to Corpus or nothing. Man, I got in my car, took that drive. I said, I'm going to get this nigga. Little white kid. You fucking thug. So I said, I don't give a fuck. I'll fight his mama and his daddy behind my brother. So went down to Corpus, pulled. I didn't even go to nobody's house. I pulled up at the school first thing. Soon as I got there, pulled up in the school parking lot. And I told my little brother, I'm coming. So, you better tell this little nigga, we fighting. Because he fucks with you, he fucks with me. He don't want to fuck with me because I busted his motherfucking head. So, I get to the school. I'm like, where he at?
You're 12 years older than this nigga. You go to jail, you crazy bitch.
Yes, all of 22, 23 years old. Looking for a little 6th grader.
That nigga was 10. You could drink and that nigga was 10. Oh, shit.
Yeah, my little brother's like, he's not here. He got suspended. Okay, he's gone. He's like, don't worry about it. It's fine. He's not here.
You're terrible.
I'm okay. And I'm just like, you tell him I said. I will fuck him up. I'll fuck his family up behind you. He goes, okay. Okay.
Psycho.
But yeah, like, yeah, I'm pretty hardcore about
Like
my
a mafia.
brothers.
I treat my family like the mafia. The thing is, my family doesn't treat the family like my mama.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
mama treats the family like the mafia.
Right. Like and that's
You cross
and that
the
goes
family.
to be- you cross. Yeah.
Till this day, it was a chick. And see, that was the other thing. My family's like super big.
Mm-hmm.
My family loves to like accept everyone. They bring everyone in. They ain't not in a bad. I said it in a jury down way, but in like a really good way. They're very like they're
Accepting.
open and they're very accepting. And they, if you don't have a family, my family loves to add you to our family, and that's cool. Not everybody that gets added to the family might not fuck with everybody in the family. So there was a time like it was chick didn't really fuck with me.
Yeah.
And it was like known. And like I remember like family members cracking jokes about, oh yeah, she don't like you. And that like really unsettled like me because bitch, you don't like who? Like that's how I think. Like if you don't like my auntie, automatically you do not like me. If you do not like my cousin, you should assume that you also don't like me.
That's how
you try my fucking cousin, bitch, you just tried me.
Yeah.
And so, and then I remember my mom said straight up, that girl don't like my daughter, so I can't like her. Like I birthed this girl, so like, what the fuck you mean? And that really like, I had to get older. It's because when the stuff was going down, I was still like early high school.
Yeah.
Like early 20s too. So I had to come to like the reality that people loyalty and their thing is different than how you roll. Like I said, I roll like pretty sure I was a part of somebody's mafia squad. Yeah. Like my brother was like, a big drug dealer and I was like his little sister. And I feel we were Catholic. We were like,
I'm super into it.
Yeah, I'm like that. Like, and I feel that way because I just don't understand how people can like say they don't like you in front of your own family. Like that never made sense to me.
No, if you don't know, bruh.
My cousin has to literally kill somebody or sleep with your husband for me, or sleep with your wife for me to be like, oh, I can see why you don't like her or him.
Yeah.
But if it's like basic shit, if you don't like my cousin, you just you should.
Yeah. No,
understand.
it's the same way with me. Like
you should understand
that. It's so funny because, when my brothers date girls, my mom will be like, "Do you like her?" And I'll be like, "Yes."
I'm a little,
and then she'll be like, "Okay, well, I like her too." So it's like if
you just can't go too far. Like I understand because I've done stuff to guys as well. So, but I'm one of those people. If your sister don't fuck with me, and I know I did some shady shit, I'm not mad at your sister. Your sister's well in her rights. You her brother. Yeah.
And I'm the type like, you cross my brothers and and I don't like, and I'm not that type of sister that's gonna be like all super like possessive over them. Mm-hmm. I'm not. My brothers can live their life.
Like y'all go together? Because I had dated this guy that him and his sister act like they went together.
No. Absolutely not. But at the end of the day, me and my brothers are very close. And, it's like, you hurt my brothers, you hurting me. Yeah. So if you
try my brother, you try me.
So to me, and I always think like, if I were to date a guy that has a sister, I'm going to befriend the sister first, or make sure that I'm cool with the sister.
Well, I can't say that though,
only because I feel like, especially if she's the only girl, and their brother and they're close, I think that you have to have like an ally, because if once the sister say,
I'm a little. And this is
maybe because I don't know, maybe it's just because me and my brothers are close, and I've stated this, like I don't want our brother-sister relationship to be like I'm uncomfortable, or I don't want to come around, or she don't want to like the girlfriends don't want to come around because I'm around. Like I want us to be a happy unit. And I get there's going to be conflict, but at the end of the day, like, I don't want us to be separated because you got married to somebody that don't really particularly like me.
I could 100% one thing I love about my older brother, he's about family as well. So you can't get into the fold if you don't like the fold.
Right.
My little brother is vastly different from me, my mother, and my older brother. So he's a little different. I think he wants you to like them.
But he don't care.
But not that he don't care. I don't want to say he doesn't care because you know he cares, but he's not going to give all his energy into
right
y'all's relationships or like your relationship with his significant other. I'm a little different. I will prefer the person I marry and date fuck with my family.
Right.
Most dudes I dated have fucked with my family.
Yeah.
I think it's easier for me because I like, especially my immediate family.
Right.
I like my siblings. I love my mother. I love and like my mother and siblings as people.
Right.
Like I would want to be their
Around
individual
them.
friends if they weren't related to me. So that's very big for me. But I'm a little different while dating guys. I don't ever make sisters and siblings my ally, only because I know when you're dating somebody's, their people is their team. So no matter how close we are, no matter how cool I am, no matter how many times I come to the house, if they want to switch me out or if they want to have me there on Thanksgiving Day and have some other bitch there on Christmas, y'all gonna be okay with it. And I dated this guy. It's so funny now. I'm closer to this guy's family. Well, I was always cool with his parents and his aunt. I'm closer with this guy's sister. I'll say I don't care. Shout out to KK because she's still like we call each other sister-in-laws because it's still funny. Me and KK are better friends now than when I was dating her brother. And me and her brother ain't been together in like years, like a decade and a half. Like,
so did she leave peacefully?
I was hot, but that family know I'm a hot mess. Like they knew me since I've been 15.
Did you leave peacefully?
No, I was a hot mess. But like they knew my mama. We were 15 when we started.
Oh,
and then I had beat up some girl at the club when we was like in our 20s. I did. She deserved that. You know, she did. A whole bunch of stuff happened because then me and him, when we were in college together, me and her ended up being like, I was always cool with his family because, like, you know, when they know you super young, they kind of feel like your family. And then they knew my mother as well. So then, like, later, I was never really cool with his sister because even when me and that girl got into a fight in a club, the girl called his sister. And then his sister came and then was talking to me like, what happened? Because she know both of us. But I'm just like, I'm not talking to you, bitch. Like, go and talk to that girl. Not in like a bad way, but in a way, I know alliances. You're not team me. You're not team her. You're team him. So everything you're doing right now is for your brother, which that's how it should be. So like after me and him were like completely done, me and her still like, we ain't had any beef. So we still were cool. And then we hung out. And then it was just like, oh no, you're actually super cool. It's just like, you ain't hang with me when you was dating him. I was like, because I don't want to have to cuss you out. No, because in reality, I would be more offended if I became super close to like a guy's sister and then he was cheating on me and she was hanging out with the girl. That's offensive as hell to me.
It's random.
No, but that is what happens because you're loyal to your brother. So if your brother got the main chick, the side bitch, and the baby mama, you're going to hang out with all three because that's still your brother. You wouldn't?
If my brother... See, that's the thing. Like,
Most people would, though.
No, see, this is my thing. Like, if my older... or if any of my brothers were doing some fuck nigga shit like that, I wouldn't condone that shit. Like, even
you're
though...
saying condone, but you can tell them they're...
No.
So if you had... So if your brother...
If my brother had a girlfriend and a side bitch... I'm not hanging out with the side. What? Because that hell
but then,
no.
Is that really your business?
It's not my business. But I'm to me, if I'm around it, I'm condoning it.
But you finna leave the family function because the side bitch showed up.
That's just how I feel.
I mean, no, are you going to leave?
I'm not going to leave the family. I am the family, so why would I leave?
But that's what I'm saying.
No,
but it still looks like, okay, think about it from a side bitch point of view.
No, if I'm not talking to you, like a bitch will know if you fucking with her.
I just don't know.
A bitch will know if you fucking with her.
I've never been in that position. I mean, I'm pretty sure my siblings ain't shit when it comes to hoes and tricks. But I've never been in that position.
My brothers have had girlfriends I ain't rock with. I didn't like shit. I mean, they were there at the function, but I'm the family. So why would I don't care if you're there, but I'm not condoning that. And I will make it known that I don't condone that. I think it's stupid. And
but it's still, you're
right. It's not my business. But at the end of the day, I'm still a part of the family.
It's not your business, but then B, think about if some chick was like, oh, and Sarah was there and Adrianna was there. You don't think that makes you look shady as fuck?
No, because I was there. I'm a part of the family.
Nah, bitch, you still look shady as fuck to me.
Yeah, so you mean I gotta miss out on the food on Thanksgiving?
Yep.
Because your bitch ass, your trifling ass was there?
You should have called me and let me know so I could roll up. Yep. No, but I never been in those positions. But I know people who would play. I always feel like
I would never play both sides of the fence.
I've always felt like people's family, people's family aren't your team. They're their kids' team. So whatever their kid is doing, because I've heard multiple stories about people being married and then they bringing a side bitch to Thanksgiving and the mama's just like, oh, that ain't your wife. But then everybody goes along with the function. You know? Mm-hmm. That's terrible. And I felt like that with her, and that's all this multiple times. Like, I couldn't rock with you because I was fucking with him, and you was fucking with everybody else he was fucking with, bitch. Yeah. But now we're super cool because I don't fuck with him, and that's my dog, and they're real extra. Actually, their whole family's still super extra on Facebook. They call me, their daughter-in-law and sister-in-law. I get my life enrolled because I'm like, he's married with the whole baby with somebody else. I mean, he has a baby with some other chick, and he's married now. Can you please stop saying hashtag sister-in-law? But then I entertain it too, because
you're like, hey sis,
KK, hey sis, no, but no, I do think everybody's a better unit together. I think.
Have you ever cussed out a family member?
Yes.
Like cousin? No, I'm not talking like parent, like a
sibling, like a parent, a sibling,
a cousin, something other than a.
I've had a choice words with people. I mean, my thing is I'm very passionate about certain situations. Like I said, I treat in my minds, especially when I was younger, I treat my family like the mafia. So back in the Gap, they thought like some chick was sleeping with my auntie husband, and it was like a speculation. And I'm like, what is this speculation? What's popping? What's up? What's going down? So I'm like, well, let's call this bitch up. But I couldn't say bitch because it's my family. So I'm like, well, what's her number? I'll call her, I ask.
Girl, how old were you?
Girl, I was like 17. So I call the chick up, and then she gets super offended, but then she turned on me when really I had to get her number from somebody. And that's like one of the moments I realized how people's loyalty, because they threw me under the bus like I was the bad guy when I was like, y'all
gassed me up.
Y'all gassed me up. But I've done it before, no shade, to another family member where they thought their husband was creeping, and then it was like, oh, well, this is the number, basically not call, but like, oh, this is the number, like, conveniently passed me the number on the cell phone. Right. I was just like, oh, okay, I'll call the number and see who answer. The fuck? And if she say something bad about you, it's on and popping. But
I got you.
Yeah, I got you. But that is like, that was, I'm talking about like 5-6 years ago at this point. So looking back at those situations and seeing how everybody moved once those situations were resolved or how it played out, I realized for me, I will only take the mafia mentality in a sense to people who also gives me that mentality.
Yeah.
And honestly, my mom was just pretty much the only person I would take a full, mafia attitude for, because,
Yeah.
You do with your family, especially when your family turn on you in a situation that isn't how it technically went. Right. And then they flip on you. You feel away, and I felt away because I did some things or said some things in defense of other people, and it's just like, well, she's so irrational and so erratic. But I think my husband cheated on me. So, hey girl, can you be irresponsible, erratic, and irrational for me right quick.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Because, I know you'll do it. And it's just like, nah, I'm only irresponsible, irrational, and erratic for the lady, birth canal I came out of. Because I know if it came down to it,
she would do the same.
Right now, try me. I'll come home right now. She'd be like, I'll fight that girl. Like, my mama used to show up to the school when I was getting bullied. So
my mom, she's so sweet. She probably wouldn't fight. She just wouldn't know what to do. But that's why I would probably.
My mom's ferocious.
Yeah.
My mom says it too about her line, like, you playing with my cubs. Like, and mom said this like a year or two ago. And I'm just like, we grown. No, but.
I'm like that about my brothers. I'm very ferocious.
I'm like that about my little brother. Like, I'm obsessively crazy about him.
Like, I would fight.
I wonder does he really know that? Like, sometimes I wonder if he knows. Like,
yeah.
I think my mama told him. I think maybe because she didn't tell his half of the story, but I feel like it started off like, Ebony's crazy. And I feel like my mom was like, Ebony's actually just doing exactly what she always did for you. Defend you and go down in the fight for you.
Yeah.
And my mama, like, told the story about the Power Rangers again. Like, that girl went down the street about some fucking Power Rangers and didn't feel no way.
Totally.
And felt no way.
No.
But I feel like that because I had one of my little brother friends little girlfriends had tried my mama early one morning on Facebook, and I had to message that girl like, bitch, who do you think you talking to? First of all, I know you ain't. First of all, I know you ain't hit my mama up before she had coffee. That's the first thing. You hit my mama before she had coffee. Do you know? I don't know how Blaze tells the stories about my mama in his childhood, but I know what the fuck happens, and I know what the fuck can happen right now.
You get mad just thinking about it.
No, I'm thinking about but she blocked me because I was thinking I was about to message her again. I was just thinking like, maybe I should message her to remind her 2 years ago that I almost dropped her on her neck.
You almost got it. Absolutely. I'll fight for my brothers. I don't care. I will fight any bitch.
Do you think you know what I think the biggest family feud is? And I think this is all families. Death.
Yeah.
Because do you think it's about money, or do you think it's about money and power, or just like money or power?
So when my great grandma died, I felt like they were before she died, nobody seemed to want to be there at the hospice that she was in. Mm-hmm. Everybody was super busy, and then
but it was a person that went though.
Yeah, so it was one group that went.
Oh, no, that's the worst. So they thought they should have the final say.
So when she ended up passing, it was kind of like a free for all to get her stuff. And
did she have a will?
I think she had a will, but
but just stuff.
But
stuff in the house.
Yeah, all the stuff in her house. People were fighting over it and first dibs this and first and it's just crazy. So I think when my grandparents passed, I would be so territorial because I'm just y'all can't, because I just already can see
that happened when my great grandma passed off.
The rat race to get stuff.
Because I think when people pass, people start deeming their relationship more important than the other person's relationship, and then you play on a personality. My great grandma, rest her soul, was just a bad, mean bitch. She very much so was very particular about who she talked to, very particular about who came to her house. She didn't fuck with everybody. Yeah. So then she passes, and it feels like a free for all. And then some people feel like, well, she won't fuck with them anyway. And then some people just well, she dead. Not that, but we make the decision. She can't. Yeah. And I think that happens a lot, and I always wonder, even though my mom has said, let me knock on wood because y'all gonna miss this podcast if something happened to Kimmy. And if something happened to my mom, I feel like I'm the person in charge of her stuff, only because my little brother's too easily swayed, and I think my mother and my older brother he's a force within himself. So what he says goes, and not in like a bad way, but in his way, like
dominant.
He's very dominant, and I'm very dominant as well. But I'm very like, if my mama said XYZ about stuff, I would be like, no. My mama said she wanted this XY, and that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So I could see the conflict, and that happened when my great grandmother passed away. You start seeing a conflict about money and power. And I don't know if it's more so money or more so power, but then I think it's a lot of people who are like, well, I'm important.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I need to have this.
Yeah. And it's like, no, we're all, everybody has their own special relationship with an individual. Everyone's equally important in their own right.
Right.
So like, I just, I think that was like the only time I seen my family legit feud were like that, and not like older people deaths.
Yeah.
Listen, I had a cousin just passed away last year, but he was like younger, so that brought the family together. But those older deaths where you see it kind of coming, it's almost time.
Because that's what I like, how it was, how I saw it, and then how, how my mom would tell me, how things were with like, because it was divided within my grandpa and his siblings and their kids. So everybody was just fighting over it, or people just trying to take shit.
Something.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just like, and everybody's like, and I know, like, God forbid that I'm not ready for something to happen to my mother, but I know that she said, and my brother is more of the practical, calm one, the Zen one of the bunch. Mm-hmm. So I know that he's the person that's going to be in charge. But she already told me I can have everything.
Well, you know her, girl. My mom never really said that. I just want to let it be a free for all of my mama. Like, that will always, and oh
my God,
I'm gonna get this out the way because
people would probably hate me. Cause
if my mama didn't fuck with you, my mama didn't fuck with you, and that's just how it went.
It would never.
So ain't gonna be no beef. Ain't gonna be no beef about nothing. My mama didn't fuck with you. Ain't gonna be no beef about that. My mama answered your every other 10 phone calls. Like, bitch, you got me fucked up.
There's
so I do think, and I think that's what it is, because then I think people know how people are alive, and then people go against their natural personalities.
Yeah.
And death. And it's like that is the only time I've seen my family truly beef amongst like multiple entities. And that's the only time I've seen other families beef across multiple entities.
Yeah. Or like if somebody
even with the will.
Or even if somebody's sick.
Like pull a plug sick.
That, and like let's say a grandparent is like the argument of like keeping them at home or putting them
I can see that as well
in a hospice or something.
I can see that as well, because everybody thinks their opinion is the best opinion.
But I don't know, like, it's just weird. Like, I guess maybe because I'm not as connected to a lot, like my immediate family, and I only really consider my immediate family just like my brothers, my mom, her husband, and like my first cousin.
You gotta come back home. We have a huge family.
But I mean, I have a huge family, but everybody's so divided and so like separate, and it's like you grew up with these people, and then as an adult, you're like, yo, y'all want some throw that shit.
No, for the most part, I can say, especially, me and my family are very close.
That's good. I wish
we talk a lot. Like, one of my favorite cousins is just 20 at this point. Like, she was like the first baby I remember holding. My little cousin Ashley. I love her. So a horrible death. Like, I love her.
I wish my family was
but then my other favorite cousin is my cousin Sade, and she's actually my second cousin. Mm-hmm. And she's married into my family. So I met Sade like when we were like in elementary school. Yeah. But then I have a favorite cousin, Shamika, and that's one of the foster kids my grandma had. My family is just irrationally big. And he, like, I'm telling you, show up to my grandma's house and say you need a home, girl. We can be cousins. We can literally be cousins. That is how my family rolls.
I love it.
They
my
love
family's not like that.
Yeah, they love a straight dog.
They're not very open.
But you know, but my
welcoming.
great grandmother, Frances, was like that, and my mother, and I'm like, my mom's just like, we take family seriously, and I'm like that too. I'm okay with, like, I guess the extra people in a sense, but I guess the people you deem important. So I guess at the end of the day, it's who you deem.
Do you think
important?
It's better? Like, how do you view, like, because me and my cousin, we're talking about this. Shout out to Marilyn. I love you so much. She's my Kendrick spirit. She's my older cousin. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about how sometimes your friends, is it better to create your family or try to make sense of the one that you grew up in?
I think both are very important. I have family members that socially we would never fucking hang out.
Right.
Their views are terrible. Their views are opposite. I don't want to say terrible. Take that back. Their views are so opposite of mine. And I understand I'm very liberal about a lot of stuff. It's a lot of... I don't bother shit that don't bother me.
Right.
In a sense. And I come from a super religious family. And based on my mother's super religious background, growing up, she gave us church, but she didn't shove a Bible down our throats either. So I'm not against a whole bunch of stuff in a sense, because I just don't think it takes that much to get into heaven. Like, that's just my personal opinion. I think everybody's going to be upset at the end of the day when they show up to heaven and it's flat screens and Jesus is chilling and
they got like a crab leg bar.
Yeah, he got like some crawfish and was like,
they playing spades.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, look, I'm about to replay your whole life on this flat screen. Let me know what you did that you think you should get here. Then he replays your life, but then he replays when you were super judgy and like being an asshole to people, and all that's not good either. So like, I just don't, I just don't really think it's that like, cause then you talk to other Christians, like what I was taught about Christianity and life about being a Christian, it's totally different when I got older and then I started meeting people like Christians. Like my friend Christy is like a very liberal Christian to an extent. Like life gets really funny. So I don't want to offend my family, but it's just, you know.
I mean, I'll say this.
Family's different. And you're
but what is...
you're born to them, clearly. But then, like I said, I come from a family that's very open. So there's these set of people. I mean, because in reality, and not to sound like a bad person, there's my grandmother. She had her first kid. And then she had my mother. Different dads. And then my grandma Christian now, so no shade to, the business. So then she had 2 kids. She got married to a guy that had 2 kids. So now that's 4 kids. So now I technically have my mama, a half aunt, because they didn't get the same daddy, and then 2 step aunts. And then her and her new husband had 2 more kids. So now we on 6 kids. So mind you, now it's a half aunt, I guess that's what they call it. My mama, 2 step aunts, and then 2 more half aunts. And then basically they took in another person that has no relations at all. Nobody. But I still call her auntie, and she's one of my faves, and I call her every week. So family is the people you decide to build, because clearly in that instance, I have 7 aunts that I genuinely view equally. I call them auntie, I consider their kids my first cousin, but in reality, it's
related.
two step aunts, 3 half aunts, and a best friend of an aunt, because that's how she got in. So I think family is your bloodline. I think family is the community you build.
Right.
I think family is the people you deem important. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say that because I have 1,000,000,000,500 cousins. And it's some I talk to a whole bunch. And it's some I really don't talk to. And at the end of the day, a couple of them that I talk to a lot really was just married into my family.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
So it's who your family is, your culture, your people, and the people you deem kind of important, or is your family. I mean, I don't really know no other way, because I don't have such a close-knit family. Maybe if my family, like my dad's side is actually like that, but I don't really hang out with them enough.
Yeah.
They are very cousin, father, son. Like they're very close-knit. Yeah. So maybe if I did that, I would have like a different view, but having such an open family, and that it's just, you can almost create your family a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I've created mine. I think, like, because I don't want to be divided like how my family is. Yeah. I want to celebrate random shit with my family, and I feel like the group of people that I hang around with, we do that.
Yeah, no,
and so, and it's, and not to like shade my family or anything, but I love them, but I just feel more comfortable with the family that I feel I created for myself, because it's just a very big, it's a big difference.
Yeah, I feel super comfortable with my family. Like, but I don't, like, my family's still my family. I don't think I've created a family outside of my family, if that makes sense. Like, I have friends, but I genuinely know who my family is. I let my family create their family, and then I just say, okay.
Yeah, no.
Because like I said, they're super accepting of anybody, so whoever show up. Yeah. Well, not, okay, I'm not going to say it like that, because they bring some people around. I'd be like, why do y'all do this? Like, why is so many people? No, but that's a blessing in a sense, because, they saved a lot of kids, man. They saved a lot of people.
That's cool. But yeah, no, I think it's, because especially if you don't have like a really close-knit family, I think it's best, because again, me and my cousin were talking about this, and she said that sometimes you just have to create the family that
it's like, but I'm saying from a space of your family being terrible people, not my family.
No, my family not terrible people.
Not your family either. Not my family, not your family.
It's just not the it's just
not the family that you need to be a good person.
Yeah,
and that's cool too. I think sometimes, like, I look at certain things about other people's families that I admire. I tend to like families that are super open, like my mom, and how my mom would say anything. I like old school aunties that play spades and drink
Hennessy. Be that auntie.
However, majority of my family super religious, so that's not what goes down at our family function. Not that they beat us with a Bible, but it's certain things I admire in other families that I'm not gonna get from my family.
Yeah.
So, because it's like certain families you go to, they function and everybody's business is just up to chat about. And they don't care if you gay or, a trans or what. Like, I enjoy, like, that space because I'm so open. I'm so liberal about a lot of stuff. But then, when I get around, super...
The Bible thumpers.
Yeah, it's just, I be at the function like, the fuck am I doing here?
I will say this, is that my grandparents were taking shots for Super Bowl Sunday. And I thought that was pretty awesome. Well, because they're super, like... Well, more so my grandpa than my grandma. My grandma's pretty chill.
Now, my grandma had told me a story about how, like, back in the day, she used to, cut a rug. And then she said she had she had her kids or whatever. So she said she was walking down the street and that's when she realized she shouldn't drink no more. And I always felt like that was going to be my story. Like, I was just going to be, like, on my way to a party and be like, I'm never drinking again. I mean, it hasn't happened. Well, clearly.
Yeah, it's about to happen.
It's going
about to happen.
I mean, didn't force me. But.
It's about to happen, shawty.
But that shit was, I always, like, was intrigued by my grandma's story.
Yes. No, my both my grandparents were taking shots for Super Bowl Sunday. And I was very, very proud. Because they're super judgy. More so, again, on my grandpa's side than my grandma. Super judgy and, and they just really let loose. And maybe it's because they're in their 80s and,
fuck we only got a short time here. Right.
Fuck it.
Right.
Let's cheers. So they took their little shots. And I thought that was cool. But then, that only lasted for so long. And then,
Well, I'm happy I spent Valentine's Day with y'all.
Yes, indeed. I mean, it's just.
I felt bad because I was just like, damn, I hit this girl up to record, and maybe she had a date.
Girl, no. I don't like these holidays. Like, I think it's paganistic, and I think that it's stupid. And all of these people.
Well, I'm just happy because
not to shade people who are posting all of their stuff.
They say that about people who single when they talk about. They say when y'all niggas be in love, Valentine's Day is the best. But when you niggas is single, that's when it's like pagan ass holiday.
No, I've always been like that. I've never, even when I was in a relationship, and it wasn't something because, you want to fucking show off that you are in a relationship and you buy flowers for your significant other and chocolate. Like, okay, how are you on the other days? What's gonna happen tomorrow? What's gonna happen on next Monday?
The lover
y'all gonna get into a fight, and then she gonna go through your phone. She gonna see that you've been texting other people.
I mean, that's fine, but the lover in me enjoys the fact that everyone can be happy.
I am happy. I had a delicious salad.
I'm happy that couples can be happy on this one.
Single people can be happy.
I mean, everybody, but I'm happy that couples can celebrate their love on this one day, even if their relationships are shit every other day. Like, I'm happy for them.
But that's fake.
But, I mean, girl, let the people live. I ain't gonna say, because last year I got hold on Valentine's Day, so I'm very happy.
What did I do last year? What was last year? Oh, I didn't do anything.
No, I was literally calling my grandma about smothering fucking chicken and making macaroni and cheese. I was like Beyonce. I'm in my apartment half naked, cook this meal for you naked. Where the hell you at? Yeah, that was me last year. Literally.
I think this guy that I was
But then he said he went to a crazy house. It was a bad story.
I think I asked this guy to go get a reflexology massage. That's what I did. And he curved me. And he said...
he curved you. No, but no.
I was going to pay for it, too. I was going to pay for it. Like, I was like super into this guy, right? And I was like, yo, let's go get reflexology massage.
On February 14th.
He thought it was a happy ending massage. And so I'm just like...
But y'all still gonna have a happy ending later.
And I was just like, no, dumbass. Like, it's a reflexology massage. Like, you would appreciate this because you work out a lot, whatever. And it helps with your muscles. Mm-hmm. And he kept, like, telling me, no, that's a happy ending. And I go, my niggas. It's not a happy ending. It's literally, like, it's a reflexology massage. Like, they're the best. Like, the place that I go to is the absolute best. And he kept saying shit, and then he would, like, screenshot, he would Google it. Mm-hmm. He Googled it, and he screenshotted it to me and was like, no, it's a happy ending. And I was just like, you know what? Don't even worry about it. Happy Valentine's Day, motherfucker. Nah,
I was actually, this guy was my boyfriend, and he was coming into town to visit me. And so he, like, hits me up. It was like, I'm on my way to the airport. Mm-hmm. It's popping. I'm over here like Beyonce. You know, I'm in my apartment half naked, cook this meal for you naked. Like that, like I'm smothering chicken. I seen that shit on my news feed on Facebook. Because Facebook reminds you of your bullshit in the past. So Facebook was showing me how I cooked. No, fuck Facebook. Because Facebook, some of that that shit really be fucking with my psyche. And I just feel like y'all niggas really tried it. So I was like minding my business, cooking this meal. It was smothered chicken, greens, macaroni and cheese, cornbread. It was like a poppin' ass meal. He calls me, says he's at the airport. Then he calls me and say him and his brother got pulled over by the police. And then he calls and says he missed a flight, but he's about to get on another flight. And he should be here at midnight. He never showed up. I didn't hear for him true story.
7 whole days.
Not a word from you. 7 whole days. And
7 whole nights.
And I'm just about through. Bitch, I won't take it. I won't take it. Can't take it. Wait, won't take it no more. Had about enough of you. I'd rather be on my own. Yes. No. I think I've even told the story before. So 7 days go by, but during that time, my cousin had got murdered or whatever. So I had to go home. I had to go back home, and the guy was from home. Mm-hmm. So I'm calling this guy. Don't answer the phone. I come home, and I'm like, I'm literally like in our city in this sense.
Right.
Can't get this nigga on the phone worth a fucking damn. Get back here to good old Houston. He calls me randomly on like a Monday and was like, hello? I'm like, hello? He's like, hello? I'm like, hello? And he was like, this is gonna sound, oh my God, I'm gonna sound such like a lame. So he was like, I don't even know if I'm telling this lame ass story.
Say it. What did he say? What was his excuse? 7 whole days. Well, 7 whole goddamn days. What was his excuse?
So he said he was out at this Orlando airport and like overeat. I don't even want to tell. This is so terrible.
7 whole days.
Shut up. This is terrible.
7 whole nights. What that nigga say? What did he say?
Like, this nigga say he had a...
He had a what?
He had a nervous breakdown. Well, okay, so he missed the flight when he called me.
Right.
So he said...
That was 7 whole days ago.
Shut the fuck up. This is so terrible. This is such a lame story to tell. So, like, I need to be ashamed of myself because this shit happened last year, my nigga. It ain't like this shit happened like... Most stories are like 4 to 5 years ago. This shit was yesterday. So he calls and he's like, hello? So he's like, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? And he was like, yeah, I was so stressed out that I had a nervous breakdown in the airport. So, I had a nervous breakdown in the airport. So I had to go to the hospital and they had me basically in an insane asylum.
Okay. And then what did you say?
What? No, I really was just like, wait, what? He was like, yeah, they wouldn't let me out until somebody came and got me.
And that was 7 whole days ago.
That shit was 8. By the time he called me was 8 days. Because Tony told me to cut him off at 7.
But you kept the line of communication open till 8.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So nigga say he was like had a nervous breakdown in an insane asylum, and he was at like a hospital. And
what hospital was he at?
Actually, he
didn't say.
No. Actually, he ended up in a hospital in Chicago, mind you. What the fuck am I telling this story for? I sound like a
Chicago?
No. Well, it was like some shit like he was gonna do a layover. Like, I don't know.
He caught the wrong flight?
Listen, let's not bring up the past.
This is 7 whole nights.
You really take joy in my bullshit stories.
Yeah. Okay. So he.
So now you can call my homegirl. This is true facts. You can hit up my homegirl Kita. Kita will like legit tell you this story.
So he was. He had a breakdown in the airport.
He had a breakdown in the airport
in Florida, or he had it in Chicago.
I assume Florida, but he was
en route.
But he
Chicago.
was apparently because.
So why was he going?
So his dad had to fly from Florida to basically check him out of like the. Listen, why you laugh? You really take a. You know what? Valentine's Day was like terrible last year. Like you're laughing at my misery.
My Valentine's, I got curved last year. So it's fine.
I mean,
it's fine.
So
I got curved.
His dad had to come. So originally
from Chicago,
from Florida to get him in from Chicago. But this was the thing, though. Honestly,
how did he get to Chicago though?
Originally, I was actually worried because he was like, because originally he had sent me like the regular itinerary. And he was like, I got a new flight.
Now, was his flight from
no, he sent
Chicago?
No, that was the original. He sent me the original itinerary with like the real ass itinerary. Right. So when he did that bullshit, I'm like looking online because you can Google all that shit, right. And I can't find like flights.
You can't find the flight number.
But now I'm just kind of worried because I'm like, okay, so what happened? Because the last thing I heard was you were getting pulled over by the police, right? So I'm looking at like the county jail for that county, looking for this nigga. And finally, like 2 or 3 days later, I hit his mom up. And his mom was like, I thought he was in Texas. I'm like, that nigga ain't here. So she was just like, well, let me call his baby mama. And I'm just like, listen, if he's with his baby mama, that's cool. We're done. Okay. I just don't want to make sure. I need to make sure this nigga's like alive and well and whatever the case might be. So then his mom hit me back and was like, he's not there either. And she's like, I'm about to go to his house. But I feel like the nigga was home because then we never like corresponded. After that, which I mean, and we weren't like super cool like that. Like anyway, like I literally had to find her on Facebook and I literally wrote like, I am so sorry I'm hitting you up like this. So, because originally she was worried, she's like, what happened to my kid or whatever. So he calls me back 8 days later after Tony told me to quit him at the 7. And apparently he was in an insane asylum, like in Chicago. And
but I just want to know, how did?
Well, I don't really remember.
What was the transition from Florida getting pulled over?
Because he said he got pulled over. He said he got to the airport. Then he said like he overreacted. He overreacted about the flight. But then I didn't know if he overreacted about missing the flight. Listen, Adrian. Listen, bitch. I don't fucking know. Shit. Don't let me get mad again.
He got upset because he found himself in Chicago.
If you care anything about me, you would have been front and center. That is what Tony said. If you care anything about me, you would have been front and center.
Okay, so he said,
loving me, caressing me.
So he said he came from the insane asylum.
He did say that.
His dad had to come get him from Chicago.
His daddy flew in from because he couldn't call his mama because his mama would have been worried.
Right. So he had to call his dad.
So he called his dad. Why are you laughing so hard? So then he flew his daddy flew from Florida to Chicago to get him out the insane asylum. I was like, well, damn, phones don't work. He's like, nah, because when I had the nervous breakdown, they took all my shit. I'm telling you what this nigga told me.
They took all the shit.
So he couldn't call. Mind you, he wasn't savvy on Facebook. You know, sometimes when you log onto Facebook and you don't log out of chat, it shows the last time you were on Facebook.
Right. 8 minutes ago.
So let's just say some of that shit was like 2 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago, 8 minutes ago. It's like your nervous breakdown's real Facebook savvy. Your shit.
Very. I can see the timeline.
Yeah, your face. Yeah, I see. I see that shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
and, you know.
So I still like
him.
And got him from
the dad got him from Chicago. He wasn't crazy.
Okay, so basically,
well, then he said some shit about some pills. I was like, well, send me a screenshot of these pills. Never got it. But by this time, I was just, I liked him and I was into these. So I was like, this is some complete bullshit. Yeah. So I'm just gonna still roll with it. But then, like a week later, we was beefing again, and like his baby mama called me, and I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? And then that was the end. And then
that's elaborate.
No, but then on top of like ending the situation, he started messaging me on like IG from his his baby mama had texted me. So then like his quote unquote best friend hit me up and was like, she lying on him and don't be done with him. So then I screenshotted everything. I screenshotted all the bullshit he said, all the bullshit the baby mama said, all the bullshit this quote unquote best friend said, sent it to his mother and was like, listen, at this point I don't really give a shit. Can you just make sure everyone's, because his mother's like super, like super, like his mother will be like the version of my mother. Right. So, and I know how my mama be when like bullshit be going down.
Right.
So I hit her up. I was just like, listen, I don't really care what happened. I'm not trying to investigate. Clearly he's still messing with this girl. That's fine. I don't care. I don't know what's going on. But what I do know is I want everyone to leave me alone. And then I never heard from him again. So that was my Valentine's week last year. My Valentine 11 days. Tony told me it would end at 7.
But you kept it going.
And Tony was right. If I would have ended that shit at 7,
you wouldn't have
been done.
You should have ended it when you said he was in Chicago.
Don't laugh at my misery. Seriously?
Bitch, I got carved on Valentine's Day last year.
You be laughing at my misery in a way I don't really like.
Bro, but that is a funny story.
No, but remember when my hair got chopped off as a kid? I don't even want to talk about it. You know what? I'm sad I brought that up.
No. The comedy is, and you have to see the comedy in the situation. He told you he was supposed to come to Texas from Florida. And he randomly...
Well, I cooked this good ass... And you know what? I got pictures of that meal.
And he randomly ended up in Chicago. And
Chicago. And I was just like, that's odd. Because, one thing about, I did a connecting flight a couple of times back to Florida.
But how do you get a connecting flight from Florida to Texas?
No, they do connecting to North Carolina. It's really odd. They do a connecting flight in North Carolina most of the time. Or Atlanta.
Okay, but that's still not Chicago.
I mean, clearly... Fucking Adrianna, I get
That's
it.
just yeah. But it's just funny how guys make up these elaborate lies.
So he was in an insane asylum in Chicago. What the fuck?
Do they even have insane asylums in Chicago? So.
That nigga probably named Kim's new kid's name as the hospital, and I was just like, whatever. Because I knew the nigga was lying, but I still
wanted
to
talk
talk
to him.
Blue Ivy insane asylum. Yeah, that nigga was just like, this is the Chicago Northwest. Bitch, I ain't got time. So he went to the insane asylum.
Oh, that's a good story. I mean,
I didn't really get caught. Like, hello. I was gonna make up a story and lie to you and say I got robbed. That nigga started off with another lie. I was gonna say I got robbed because I knew. That nigga said, this is true story. This nigga said I was gonna say I got robbed because I didn't want you to know the mental issues I was going through. I swear to God, I was just like, what?
Well, hopefully next Valentine's Day we'll both have Valentines and we'll both be eating a lobster tail and some steak.
And shit on these single hoes.
Shit on single hoes.
With all these hashtags. Yeah.
And be like Sierra.
We don't say Sierra. Sierra just out here being happy.
That's what I'm saying. Be like Sierra and just flaunt it on Instagram.
Yeah. I just want to take a picture with all my balloons.
Yeah.
All my...
And be like, hashtag he loves me.
Yeah. I love me some him.
I love me some him.
I was just, come on, Tony Lyrics still come through.
I love me some him. Yeah. That's right. Indeed.
Well, this was a good time. So I'm very happy I spent my Valentine's Day with you.
And I'm going to go take my melatonin.
Yeah, it's so nice
drink my Corona.
It's so nice to have a person not in the crazy house on Valentine's Day.
It's supposed to be in Texas, but ends up in Chicago.
You know, I don't want to bring this up again because this is a terrible thing.
That is a classic. Well, at least you didn't try to offer to buy him a massage. And the nigga
was supposed to be on a flight and say he went to a crazy house, and I still was about to talk to his ass. That is a problem. I literally still was going to roll with this shit for a minute, but then the baby mama texted me was just like, that was a straw. Not the fact that the nigga lied about being in a fucking crazy house.
Not the fact that he lied.
Yeah, not the fact that
But he randomly ended up in Chicago.
Yeah, not the fact that
baby mama.
Not the fact that nigga was updating Facebook posts and shit. Not posts, but that nigga clearly was on Facebook.
He was on Messenger.
Yeah, he was on Messenger.
2 minutes ago.
And then when it was. Let me tell you what happened though. So I hit him up with a message just like, why? It's really odd that your shit keep updating. Then all of a sudden he learned how to cut the shit off. I was like, oh, but still, I was still gonna talk to him after that. I'm gonna be ashamed of myself. You know what?
Ebony, when you know better, you do better.
It was.
And you can't have no nigga telling you he went to us.
That nigga said he said he had a nervous breakdown.
I mean, you had a nervous breakdown.
He said TSA had came and got his ass. This is a true story. I'm just telling you what happened to me last Valentine's.
TSA grabbed his ass, put him on a flight to Chicago.
Because they thought They thought like
put him
he
on the
was,
flight to Chicago.
yeah, 'cause they thought he was
put
gonna
him
like
on a whole flight.
They thought it was gonna be like bombs over Baghdad. Like he was
and
like,
put him on a whole flight instead of leaving him grounded.
so he didn't tell
in
his
Florida.
he didn't tell his mother
He
who's
didn't want to
he
tell
didn't tell his mother who's
'Cause
basically
she didn't
his
want-
best friend.
So, because she didn't want her to worry.
Yeah, so he told his dad. His dad came and got him. Like this is the story I got. I don't understand
And you
what
still want to stay. And you still stay.
I stayed for like 3 more days. Like, bitch, Tony told me to be done at 7. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something about life. If you ever need to figure out what the fuck you need to do with your love life, go grab a Tony Braxton album. That bitch is giving
She
messages.
said 7 days.
She said 7 days. I should have left that nigga alone. I answered that nigga phone call on 8 and stayed for another 5. I did. I stayed for another 5. And if I would have listened to Tony, he wouldn't be able to call me on the 8th because I would have blocked his ass on the 7th.
Bitch, you stayed.
But in reality, the math is leaving it on the 7th, it would have been on 8th. And then there would have been on 14th.
Bitch.
So, you know.
Bitch.
So this Valentine's Day is great. You know, I blocked that nigga on all accounts. I'm out here popping.
My nigga said I still say.
I did. I say.
I was still trying to work through it.
You're a terrible person to tell stories to, honestly. This is...
Oh my god. I'm trying to think if anything like that happened to me.
No, because that shit is weird. That nigga was in an insane asylum. If you have a story like that, if you have the same story I just had, we must have talked to the same nigga. Because who gets that type of shit?
That is hysterical. The lie.
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
But, you know, we're here. So happy Valentine's Day, friends.
Happy Valentine's Day, friends.
And, you know, if a nigga say he's in an insane asylum, he's probably
Girl.
lying. He's probably
Girl.
lying.
Sis.
Sis.
If
Dog.
a nigga tells you he had a nervous breakdown and TSA hemmed him up and then put him on another flight.
You know what? I'm going to cut her off
Chicago.
because she's making me sound dumber than I need to sound. Good night, friends. Goodbye, friends. Have a happy Valentine's Day. This was
Don't
terrible.
let these niggas come.
Don't let these niggas con y'all. For real.
If a nigga
Listen, the moral of the story is Tony Braxton said 7 days. In 7 days, if you don't hear a word from a nigga, block that nigga and never talk to him again. That is the word. Tony Braxton told y'all 7 days.
You and tells you he's in an insane asylum.
If he calls you on the 8th day,
hang up on that nigga.
hang up on that nigga. But that nigga should be blocked anyway. But that's just me.
Shit.
But happy Valentine's Day, friends.